everybody, it's Emily at ARG Schooling, and welcome back to another episode of Homeschool Tidbits. Welcome back to Build Your Library's Homeschool Tidbits. Today is episode 46, and we're going to be discussing tips for building independence. In this weekly video series, I will delve briefly into a topic related to homeschooling, and I'll share some of my knowledge and expertise as a longtime homeschooling mother of 4 children, 3 of whom have graduated, and 1 who is a college graduate. As a homeschool parent, it is no surprise that teaching your children takes up a large part of your day. You are right there with them all day long as they work through their lessons. Homeschooling is an important and worthy way to spend your time. When we decide to homeschool, we're not picturing handing our child a stack of books and sending them off to do their work alone. We know what we're getting into. You're going to read to them, you're going to guide them and answer all of their many questions. But with so much of your day devoted to homeschooling, you might find yourself struggling to fit in other tasks, like laundry, cooking, cleaning, using the bathroom alone. Who's got the time? This is why it is important to begin fostering independence from the beginning. Now, your child likely won't be fully independent with their lessons until they're in their teen years. But that doesn't mean you need to be chained to the kitchen table beside them all day until then. You can absolutely start working on building that independence in the elementary years. Today, I'm going to share some tips to help you to encourage independence in your child's education. First is to have a plan. You probably already have a planner to help you keep track of their daily lessons. Now all you need to do is modify that idea and write out a simple list of what your child is expected to do each day. You can do this in a notebook, or you can write a simple list on the whiteboard. This will give your child an expectation of what their day will look like, and as they complete an assignment, they can then check it off the list. In the beginning, you are still working with them side by side on all of these assignments, but as they get older, you can then let them choose which assignments they complete next and even include some things that they can do on their own. Eventually, an older child can make their own list of assignments that they need to tackle each day. By you modeling it for them, what planning looks like, they will then be equipped to tackle it on their own when they reach high school age. Independent reading. Once your child has mastered reading skills and is reading fluently, you can start assigning independent reading time into their day. Start small and plan for them to read on their own for 15 to 20 minutes each day. And then as they get older, you can increase that to 30 minutes and 45 minutes. This is usually the first thing that a younger child is able to do completely on their own. I also allow my kids to choose their own reading material. We alternate between books I choose for them to read on their own and then books that they choose to read on their own. And sure, some of their choices are going to be an easier read, but if they're excited enough to choose that book and read it on their own, then I'm totally okay with that. We all deserve some fun and easy fluff once in a while. Choose curriculum that they can do independently. Some homeschool parents will scoff at workbooks, but workbooks can be a great way to foster independence, especially if you're a Charlotte Mason inspired homeschooler or something similar. You're going to be spending so much time together every day reading with them and discussing with them and doing projects and things. Having a workbook that you can just give them to do on their own can be a lifesaver. There are many quality workbook options as well, from math to spelling to map skills. You can give them worthwhile assignments and even manage a 5 to 10 minute break for yourself to grab another cup of coffee or load the dishwasher or go to the bathroom. Some of my favorite workbooks are the Explode the Code series for phonics, and Evan Moore has a just ton of great workbooks in many topics. The Critical Thinking Company has some really great, meaningful workbooks as well. They don't always have to be busy work. In the middle school and high school years, you could even start giving your child outside classes to do, either online or in your community. Especially for always homeschooled kids, this is a great way to build independence, because now they have to work with a teacher who isn't you and be in charge of the work that is assigned to them in the class. When my twins were teens, they took art and music classes at the local high school, and we always tried to fit in at least 1 or 2 online classes for things like foreign language and science. Involve them in decision making. When your children are around 6 to 7 years old enough to start talking about their interests with you, then it's time to let them have some input in their learning. I'm not saying you need to be completely child-led, but giving an 8-year-old a choice in subjects like history and science can go a long way towards fostering independence and ownership in their learning. It's also great at showing them that the things that they're interested in are important and worthwhile. If you're concerned about giving your child too much freedom, you can offer choices instead. So would you rather study U.S. history or ancient history? Would you like to learn about trees or the human body? Then commit to studying what they chose. And finally, keep them accountable. If you're going to assign independent work, then you need to make sure that they're keeping up with it. Set up a time each day or week to check in and go over their work with them. It's easy to assign something. Here, complete this workbook page or read these chapters. But you have to then follow up and ensure they actually did the reading or completed the assignment you gave them and did it correctly. In the elementary years, I check in 30 minutes to an hour after that work was meant to be done. This ensures that they know that I'm going to be checking in with them soon. And if you have a toddler, you can even set a timer so they know they have this much time to get that work completed. With older kids and teens, I like to do weekly meetings where we then go over our goals for the week and look over the planner together. And then throughout the week, I check in and go over assignments with them and talk about the reading and that sort of thing. Building independent learners is a long game. The earlier you begin, the easier it's going to be to transition when you start homeschooling tweens and teens. A child who is used to taking on their own schoolwork independently and knows how to stay on task is a young adult who is going to do well in college and beyond. If you found this video helpful, I hope you'll check out Build Your Library curriculum. Build Your Library is a secular, literature-rich homeschool curriculum inspired by Charlotte Mason's philosophy of education. Based on nearly 20 years of homeschooling, I created the curriculum that I wish I'd had when I first started homeschooling my children. I've spent thousands of hours cultivating the best literature to enhance your child's studies. Our lesson plans make homeschooling simple. Just open them up, grab your books, and go. Our easy-to-use lesson plans include everything you need to homeschool. Just add math. Choose from our full year K-12 levels, as well as our fun topical unit studies and our newest product, Lit Bites. With Build Your Library, you will cultivate a home library filled with captivating literature, and you'll raise children who become lifelong learners. So snuggle up with our lesson plans and a great book or 3 and have your best homeschool year ever. I hope you found this tidbit to be helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to come back next week for more homeschooling inspiration. Until then, happy reading. Bye.